ILLINI. I am once again asking all of you, whoever is listening via the podcast form, whoever is watching on YouTube, I am asking you to hit the like button for my guys at the University of Illinois men's basketball team because the boys were buzzing tonight, folks. They were buzzing tonight. Illinois wins 97-73. Revenge is so sweet, folks. So sweet. Did I mention revenge is sweet? Did I mention revenge is sweet? Because holy shit, is it fucking sweet. I have been thinking about this for 365 days, folks. I have been thinking about this. The moment that I watched the ending of last year's game against Mizzou, where Illinois got their butts kicked to honestly, in my opinion, a program that they should never lose to, in my opinion, to then respond a year later the way they did tonight. Holy shit. Cheers to that, folks. Cheers to that. Welcome. This is the From Beyond the Pain podcast. From Beyond the Pain. You can subscribe on Spotify. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. However you want to do it. I don't care. Illinois. I am floored. I cannot believe what I just watched. I legitimately cannot believe what I just watched. I was nervous coming to this game because Illinois had lost 4 or 5. They had lost 4 of 5 games, of 4 of their last 5 games to Mizzou. Honestly, they should never lose to Mizzou. I'm sorry. We're going to call ourselves a basketball school. What kind of school is Mizzou? What? It's like this year their football team is good. Okay. Cool. 1 year. Last year their basketball team was good for the first time in I don't know how long. What are they? We're a basketball school. What are they? I can't tell you. I legitimately can't tell you. All right. I'm just excited. I'm excited, obviously. I'm proud of these dudes for doing what they're doing. It was an absolute beatdown. An absolute beatdown. You know what? I mentally needed it. Because that game last year destroyed me. All right. It was one of the worst losses in the Brad Underwood era last year. And this year, the boys came out and answered the call. I don't care that Mizzou is their team's different this year. I don't care. So is Illinois' team. All right. This is why Illinois is a basketball school. Guys graduate, you insert new guys, and then you continue to be good. And that is what they've done in the Brad Underwood era. There have been ups, there have been downs. But in the Brad Underwood era, over the last 4 years, all they have done is win basketball games. Sometimes they're ugly. Sometimes it can be super frustrating. Yeah, still haven't got to a Sweet 16. I'm not saying we're some blue blood or anything like that. But all Illinois has done under Brad Underwood is win basketball games. No matter who the hell is on the roster, all they do is win. And that is what many of us have for years, we asked for that before Brad Underwood was the coach. Under John Gross, the back end years of the Bruce Weber era. All right. So I don't take any of that for granted. All we've done is win basketball games under Brad Underwood. Okay. Oh, what a game. Terrence Shannon Jr. Do we need to start the Terrence Shannon Jr. All-American campaign tour now? I feel like it's already started, but do I need to be the head of it? I can. I'm happy to be that. Terrence Shannon Jr. tonight, guys. What a dog, bro. Double digits at halftime. I think he had 17 points at halftime. Finishes with 30 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Only 1 turnover. I'm going to drink to Terrence Shannon Jr. Chicago guy. All right. 10 of 16 from the free throw line. This guy, he has taken his game to another level this year, bro. Like I thought what we saw last year is basically what he is, but he has dominated every part of the game that he has, whether it's in transition, the moment the outlet hits him and he's at half court and he has the ball at half court, he is at the rim in a matter of seconds. He gets going downhill. He cannot be stopped. He's either making a layup or getting fouled and perhaps making said layup and going to the free throw line. Again, 10 of 16 from the free throw line. He is one of the best players in the country. And I did not have that on my bingo card this year, guys. I did not have that on my bingo card for this college basketball season. So credit to him. Big of him, credit to him. He's climbing up the draft boards. He has to be, folks. Quincy Guerrier. I haven't talked a lot about him on this podcast, right? Great game against Tennessee, right? He's played really well for the most part over the last couple weeks. Great game against Colgate tonight. 28 points. 28 points for Quincy Guerrier tonight. 5 of 8 from the three-point line. 8 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 turnover. 7 of 7 from the free throw line, folks. He's supposed to be what? Your third, fourth option? Transfer out of Oregon. 8 of 15 from the field, man. And he has to be right there with Luke Goody as one of their best 3-point shooters. Dude was balling tonight. This was his game. I thought he played really well against Tennessee. He played even better tonight because it was the first half against Tennessee, and then he fell off in the second half. Tonight, he straight up was great the entire game. Those corner threes, he's locked in the corner three. Coleman Hawkins, 5 of 10 from the field, 15 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block, 1 turnover. 2 of 4 from the free throw line, 4 fouls, 3 of 5 from 3. And every single one of those threes that he made, they were in rhythm on a pick and pop scenario. Believe all 3. One of them he missed was on a step back 3 that made me want to freaking throw my phone at my television because I hate it when he does it. That is the only thing I will complain about Coleman Hawkins is that. But overall, great game tonight. He was all over the place, played great defense on top of his contributions on offense. Those were the 3 guys. Like that, they were the reason that they led 49-24 at halftime. They were all in double digits at halftime. It was 49-24 at halftime, folks. If you're just checking in, if you didn't even watch the game, it was a fucking bloodbath, folks. Holy shit. And you just love to see it. All right. MLB Network semi-insider. Would you agree being bad or irrelevant for years is worse in college than the same in the pros? Because Illini lost me years ago. Glad to see them back. Dude, they've been back. They've been back for like 4 years. They have been relevant for like 4 years. At least 4 years. They've went to the NCAA. They would have went to the NCAA tournament the year the tournament got canceled because of the pandemic. So that they would have been in. That was 4 years ago, the 2019-2020 season. They would have been in that year. They've technically made the tournament 3 years in a row. It would have been 4 if they had an NCAA tournament the year of the pandemic. All Brad Underwood has done is win. He has more wins in conference the last 4 years than anyone else in the Big Ten. More wins than Matt Painter. More wins than Tom Izzo. This is a night where I will stand Brad Underwood no matter what. Because I I screamed on the last podcast about how he's 2-4 against Mizzou. And tonight, he is now 3-4. But it was a statement win, folks. It was a we haven't forgot about last year's game win, right? They had a whole week of practice preparing for this game. Guys like Terrence Shannon Jr., Lou Goody, Coleman Hawkins, Ty Rogers, they were part of that loss last year. They didn't forget. That was a bloodbath. It was a beatdown. And boy, was it fun to watch. It absolutely was fun to watch, folks. So, to answer your question, yes, they're back, brother. They're back. And don't let me talk myself into a Final Four run. Don't let me do it yet, man. We haven't even got to conference season. We're 1-0 in conference. We beat Rutgers. We got Northwestern coming up. We got Purdue coming up. We got Michigan State coming up. Between those three, if Illinois can go 2-1, I'll be floored. Then I really will talk myself into a Final Four run. You go 2-1 against those three teams. I want revenge against Northwestern. Michigan State will be tough. And Purdue is the best team in the country, right? It's going to be a big task. Very tall task. We'll talk about that in a little bit. This game, though, man, first half, they came out firing. I felt like the offense played so well in the first half. Even when they missed shots, I felt like they were getting open looks. They shared the ball so well. 17 assists tonight compared to the 5 for Mizzou. Right? And they dominated the boards. Missouri finished with 35 rebounds. Illinois finished with 51. That's domination, brother. And then the one thing that I always complain about, this team has turned the ball over too much most of the season. Tonight, only 10 turnovers. They still had more turnovers than Mizzou. But when you win by 24 points, I won't complain. They had 10 turnovers. Mizzou had 7. The reason Illinois won this game, they dominated the boards. They shared the ball. And they were 11 for 33 from the three-point line. And they have the best guard in the country. That's what I think. I think Terrence Shannon Jr. is the best guard in the country, best two-way player in the country. He is an elite offensive guard who has shown he can defend as well. 5 blocks in his last game, 2 more blocks tonight, 2 steals. The guys he was guarding, Nick Honor, which, by the way, I still don't know how he is playing Division I college basketball based off what he looks like, but he's been playing at Mizzou for literally 10 years, it feels like. 4 points tonight, 2 of 8 from the field. East, their best player. He struggled early. He finished strong, 18 points, but 8 of 17 from the field. Took him 17 shots to score 18 points tonight. Terrence Shannon Jr. was on those 2 guys most of the night. Mizzou did not shoot well. The entire defense played incredible tonight. Mizzou shot 38% from the field. It just tastes so good, bro. It just tastes so good after last year's loss. It tastes so good. I can't. You know, now it's going to suck whenever I show up to the CHGO studios on Monday and Ryan's going to have to hear me, you know, because I haven't forgot. He reminded me all the last 365 days about how Mizzou beat Illinois. He's a Mizzou alum. Oh, man, I might be insufferable. For an entire week, maybe for an entire 365-day stretch. I might just bring it up every day for the next 365 days. But we'll see. I'll let y'all know. I don't know what else to say, guys. We're 15 minutes into the show, and I don't know what else to say other than I can't believe what we watch. But I can't wait to listen to the post game from Brad Underwood. because there's not a lot to complain about in this game, man. Would have liked to get more out of the bench. You want me to complain about something? Would have been nice to get more out of the bench. They had 10 points off the bench tonight. Luke Goody, 6 points. Hansberry had 2, and then the walk-on that came in at the very end. He scored the final 2 points. But they didn't get much off the bench tonight. But whenever you have Terrence Shannon Jr. and Quincy Guerrier coming up and basically combining for 58 points, I'm not going to complain. Tastes so good, bro. I needed this one. This was huge. This is a huge non-conference win for Illinois. Now, rivalry and all that aside, this was the last big non-conference game they had. They have Fairleigh Dickinson next. They needed to win this game. This solidifies their resume for the non-conference. I mean, Purdue lost to Fairleigh Dickinson last year, but I feel like Illinois is going to win that game, right? They beat FAU and they beat Mizzou. They hung tough with Tennessee. They lost, but they hung tough with Tennessee for about, 30 of the 40 minutes. Not a bad loss. They lost by single digits to Marquette. Not a bad loss. And they won all the games in their non-conference that they're supposed to win. They beat Colgate. They beat Valpo. They beat Southern. Like, they don't have a bad loss. You look at the Big Ten. You look at the Big Ten across the board. Almost every team in the Big Ten has a bad loss on their schedule. Like in the non-conference, like a dud. You know what I mean? Almost every team, at least. So I'm feeling pretty good about Illinois going into the conference season right now. As we sit here right now, I'm feeling pretty good about it. They have a lot to prove still. I think what we're seeing from this Illini team, though, is kind of the vision that I think Brad Underwood has always wanted. He wants a team that plays fast. He wants the big guards. He wants those bigger guards that are athletic and can defend while also incorporating an offensive game. And I felt like, you talk about some of the earlier years of the Brad Underwood era, Io DeSumo, Bulls legend, future Bulls legend, Io DeSumo, Illini legend. Like, he was such a big part of that team that was a 1 seed that lost to Loyola in that NCAA tournament a few years ago. But they didn't have any big guards. Trent Frazier, great. Illini legend. Small, though, right? I feel like these guards that they have to go with TSJ are big dudes. Like, they don't have a true point guard, and it worries me. But if they keep playing like this, it's going to stop worrying me, right? I'm starting to lean towards that. Maybe that just doesn't matter. However, they still had some bad turnovers in the backcourt tonight. In which makes me think we need a freaking point guard. But I'm also wondering if Moretti will have a chance to play when he comes back from injury. He didn't play again tonight. So we'll see. All I know is that I feel like this squad, this roster, is more of what Brad Underwood wants. I feel like this is what he has wanted. And like the 2019-2020 season and that core of Trent Frazier and Io DeSumo and all those guys, while sure, yes, Brad Underwood is a big reason why they came to this school. I feel like this roster he has now is more of the style of play he wants to play. And what makes them scary, in my opinion, at least in the Big Ten, is there's not a lot of teams like them in the Big Ten, right? Like maybe Michigan State. They have really good guard play. And so does Purdue. Purdue has have really good guards. Braden Smith, he's right up there in terms of, being some of the best guards in the country. But they're just not big like guys like TSJ and Damask. You know what I mean? And Ty Rodgers. He is basically playing the guard position. So I don't know. Obviously, they have Zach Edey, and they play their entire game through Zach Edey, And when we get to Purdue, we'll find out how they compete against them. It's going to be a tough game, and I just don't know what will happen there. But I feel like they have a style of play that you just don't see in the Big Ten. When you get into Big Ten play, I feel like it's just like grind it out, slow. You know, there's all the team that always is always the team that's always the best at the top usually has a dominant big man. This year, Zach Edey. Last year, Zach Edey / Trace Jackson Davis. The year before that, Kofi Coburn for Illinois. I feel like this is an Illinois team that could benefit from playing completely different from a lot of teams in the Big Ten. I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Maybe I'm way off. Maybe I'm way off on that. And that's why I'm asking, because I'm not exactly sure, but I just feel like the Big Ten is such a grinded out, slow, like, it just meh. And that is why they don't succeed, or that is why most of the Big Ten has not succeeded in NCAA tournament play in March, because the best teams normally in March are teams that play fast, teams that have really good guards. I don't know. Interested in your thoughts. Let me know. Take a sip. All right. We're about 21 minutes in, 22 minutes in. I appreciate y'all. If you are here on YouTube, please hit the like button. And please hit that subscribe button if you so choose. I appreciate y'all. I'm just a fan, and I want to talk about my favorite college basketball team. Been an Illini fan since 0405. I got to say, all of D. Brown's tweets today had me going. And he sent a tweet right after the game that made me feel things. I'm going to bring it up right now because I will stand D. Brown forever. He is a big reason why I love Illinois. What did he tweet? 39 minutes ago. TSJ is nice! Exclamation point, ILL. We watching the same game, right? Yes, we are. Show some love. We are nice. Hell yeah, bro. It was over whenever TSJ showed up wearing the Chester Frazier cutoff retro shirt, right? Like, it was over the moment he showed up in that, right? Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. I love D. Brown. D. Brown's one of my favorite players in college basketball history. I'm looking at Illini Twitter, and we are vibing, baby. One guy tweeted, 2 best teams in the Big Ten is Purdue and Illinois. Illinois has a legit shot to make a Final Four. This is a legit team. Terrence Shannon Jr. stirs the drink for this team. Again, don't let me talk myself into it. But that's the state of Illini Twitter right now. We're thinking about a Final Four run, folks. I can't believe it. I did not feel it coming into this season, but here we are. This team is something. Mizzou coach Dennis Gates, he said, I believe Illinois is a Final Four team, according to Courtney Lane Brewer, who is a reporter for WCIA. Credit to her. Game recognized game, brother. Game recognized game. Big of him to say. Credit to him. What a game, folks. What a game. All right. So, I'm going to, do a little listening to Brad Underwood post-game, all that stuff. Illinois doesn't have another game until next Friday, so we'll do another podcast coming up next week. But we had to do a celebratory pod. Illinois wins 97-73, folks. What's up, Maurice? How you doing, brother? ILL. I see you in the chat. Bro, I can't believe that they won this game like this. I still can't believe it, but we're here. And I'm trying to not talk myself into a Final Four run. I'm trying to not talk myself into it. But one game at a time. You got Fairleigh Dickinson coming up, and then you got 3 major Big Ten games. I think they can go 2-1 at least. I think they can. But related to this game, man, I couldn't be more proud. I really can't. Mizzou shot 39% from the field, whatever. 22% from 3, 6 for 27. They shot 9 of 16 from the free throw line. They couldn't even make free shots. They were awful tonight, bro. This is like, they were so bad that I'm legitimately asking how Nick Honor plays Division I college hoops. And also, the fact that I've made it 26 minutes and I haven't made fun of Connor Van over yet. The dude needs to cut his hair and he needs to shrink or something because he has no game in the post at 7'5" and he bricked a bunch of threes. Dude was trash. You can't be 7'5" and be that bad. That's not fair, bro. It's not fair to be that tall and suck at basketball. He's on a Division I school. I should have more respect. But that was awful. He was awful. He was absolutely awful. Anyway. Star of the night. I don't have a segment for this. I don't know what should I call this. I mean, this is a new podcast. The guys at CHGO Bulls, they call it Goon of the Night, so I can't steal that. But like, I need like an Illini version of that, right? Yeah, someone let me know. I don't know what to call it, but my quote unquote Goon of the Night has to be Terrence Shannon Jr. 30 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. I legitimately can't believe these playing this well. I legitimately can't believe it. But all the credit to him, man. And I was watching the other day, like their like day in the life with him, like his day in the life, you know, what he does to get his work in, you know, getting up early, going to the gym. And it's more than just getting shots up and stuff like it. And anyone who follows the game of basketball or just sports in general knows that it's more than just getting shots up, or, you know, if it's baseball, it's more than just going to the cage. There's so many things that go into how you get your body ready and all this stuff. And it was just really interesting to watch how Terrence Shannon Jr. goes about his day in the program with Illinois. And so, you know, he's setting himself up, man, to get a lot of to get a lot of money in the NBA and to get drafted pretty high. I would not have guessed that coming into this year. So it's been fun to watch. What is one thing I could complain about? I have nothing to complain about, guys. Isn't it weird? I got nothing to complain about. I guess I don't give me a letdown. Like don't go and suck against Fairleigh Dickinson or like, you know, half-ass that effort. Like that's not complaining. That's just me saying what, you know, you better not do. You got to use that game to prepare for Northwestern, who I'm still looking for revenge against them too. I know you beat them once last year, but it was embarrassing at Northwestern, and you almost lost to them at home too. Like they got the same team out there. They're no joke. I guess maybe you want me to complain about something? Damask shot the ball 7 times from beyond the arc and missed all 7. At some point, you got to realize, hey, bro, the shot is not falling. I think Robbie Hummel actually said that on the broadcast. So there's my one complaint of this game. All right. Dane Danger, you want me to come up with 2 things? His minutes continued to dwindle, bro. Like, I guess people are like, guys are finding their roles, but I just don't see this team going to the Final Four without him making some sort of impact on it. But he ain't getting the minutes, and he honestly ain't deserving of the minutes of late. So I don't know, but I feel like they're going to need him, especially in conference play. I really do feel like they're going to need him. 3 minutes tonight. Didn't even get up a shot or get a rebound. I mean, what are you going to do in 3 minutes? You know? So I'm looking for better play from him. 5 games ago, I asked for better play from Coleman Hawkins. 5 games later, I'm asking for better play from Dane Danger. Of course, you have to play the guy to potentially do that. So I'll monitor that based off the minutes he gets. Coleman Hawkins answered the call. He didn't have a great game against Rutgers. He had a better second half. His plus minus, I believe, was in positive. But since that game, since the second half of the Rutgers game, Coleman Hawkins has been very good for Illinois. If you go all the way back to the podcast against Rutgers, before Rutgers, I asked to go 3-2 over the next 5-game stretch. That was Rutgers, FAU, Tennessee, Colgate, and Mizzou. I asked to go 3-2. Illinois went 4-1. They lost to Tennessee, and that was it. They beat Rutgers at Rutgers. They beat FAU at Madison Square Garden. They hung tough with Tennessee, but fell. They won a game against Colgate at home that they should win. And they beat Mizzou. They dominated Mizzou. At a neutral site. In that shitty city of St. Louis. I fucking hate that place. They answered the call, man. Give them all the credit. But the season is still young. There's still a lot of growth to make. There's still a lot of growth. There's still a lot of games to be played. Things can shift completely, right? Remember last year, I think they beat Texas. They beat UCLA. I think they beat those 2 teams. And I thought this team was going places. And then things fell apart in December. And the Big Ten play was very meh as well, right? So, season's still early. You can't let this win get you too high. But I'm just happy for guys like TSJ, Ty Rogers, Coleman Hawkins, Luke Goody to get revenge. They deserved it. They deserve revenge. So, I credit to them. And, I'm rooting for those guys the rest of this way, obviously. This is a big win for like their confidence. This is a big win for, just to go. I understand they do this game every year and it's always in St. Louis. It's a neutral site and there's still plenty of Illini fans there, but to knowing what happened last year, right? Knowing what happened last year. I don't care that Mizzou's roster was completely different. Knowing what happened last year, they could have easily had a letdown, right? They easily could have, let the past kind of dictate the present, but they didn't. From tip-off, Illinois dominated this game. From tip-off, they dominated this game. They never trailed in this game. And it was all because their defense... The defense was incredible from start to finish. The entire first half, they allowed 24 points, and every point that Mizzou scored was fought for. It was not easy. They didn't have any easy shots. Mizzou played a lot better in the second half. They scored 49 points, but they couldn't defend Illinois at all. Illinois still put up 48. I mean, they scored 97 points total. They were 3 points from 100. I was like begging for it at the end. So, yeah, man, it was a statement win again. And I understand Mizzou isn't nearly as good this year as they were last year, but it feels good. It feels good. We got a comment here from Brian Hernandez. It just felt different this year. I think that's what he's trying to say. It just felt different this year. You can tell it meant something this year compared to last. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And like, this is one of the things I love about college hoops, man. Like these kids, I know NIL is a thing now and like you make all this money and stuff, but I still think at the end of the day, like these rivalries really matter. Like I look forward to the next revenge game. You want to talk about revenge? The next revenge game, I'm thinking about Iowa, right? Remember last year, Orange Crush, like getting banned or whatever, getting kicked out, whatever it was. And then you were there and you had a chance to win that game and you didn't. That's the next one. That's the next one. I need Fran McCaffrey blowing a gasket like oxygen, brother. I need it. That's the next revenge game. And you think I hate Mizzou? Just wait until they play Iowa. I fucking hate Iowa. And Iowa sucks. They don't defend anyone. They give up a ton of points. I look forward to it. I can't wait. I can't wait to play Iowa. I legitimately can't wait. So, yeah, no, this game definitely felt different. You can check this one off the checklist, and feels good. Feels good to be here. Feels good to be able to actually consider having a Final Four conversation with Illinois basketball, guys. I'm not buying it yet, but it's fun to at least talk about, dream about. You know what I mean? I know a lot of you are here because I'm a Cubs fan. It's fun. It was fun to dream about Ohtani. It was fun to dream about, making a playoff run last year before September, right? I'm not saying that Illinois is anything like that. I think this team is actually good, and they can at least go to a Sweet 16 this year. They have a roster that looks good enough that can go to a Sweet 16. And honestly, that should be my I should expect that every year, or at least ask for it, considering we haven't got there in the Underwood era. It's been one of the things that critics have held against Brad Underwood for years now, right? Maybe this is the year. Give me a Sweet 16, and whatever else after that this year is kind of just thrown in. But this team is very good, man. You don't put up 97 against an SEC school and play it down, right? So, yeah, I'm really excited about what's to come. But just celebrate this one tonight. Call your friends up, text them, whatever. ILL to them, just to all of them. Just text it to them, scream it to them, FaceTime them, scream it to them. Play the fight song, whatever you got to do. It's a good time to be an Illini fan, man. The last 5 games have been really fun. So I'll leave y'all with that. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me, man. Please hit the like button. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like button. If you're watching on Twitter, if you're watching, well, that's the 2 places I have it. It's on my YouTube channel and on Twitter. If you're watching on Twitter, please go to my YouTube channel. The link is literally in the link of the video that's on Twitter. If you're watching from there, please go and hit the subscribe button. I think I'm like 6 away from 200 subscribers on YouTube. It's a small number, but we're trying to grow here, bro. We're trying to grow something here. I'm trying to build a community of Illini fans and Cubs fans. It's fun to talk about a winning basketball team. So, just like this game, probably doing a live stream for the Fairleigh Dickinson game again next week. We'll see. It's a Friday going into New Year's Eve. We'll see. It's Fairleigh Dickinson, not Mizzou, but I don't want to, Fairleigh Dickinson beat Purdue. People forget. All right. Sorry, Braggs. But yeah, well, I'll keep you updated on that. But I'll probably do another podcast here. What is it? It's Friday. Maybe I do one next Monday or next Tuesday. Well, no, that's on Christmas. So maybe like next Wednesday. We'll do another one next Wednesday, kind of preview Fairleigh Dickinson game, kind of review a lot of things that Brad Underwood said post-game from the Mizzou game, get some stuff from TSJ as well. I don't have a producer helping me with this, so I can't just like look at all that while also doing the show. So this is more of just a reactionary thing to the game. So I appreciate y'all for hanging out, and tell your friends if your friends are looking for an Illini podcast or something, tell them to subscribe to From Beyond the Pain on Spotify. That's where it's at right now. Or just subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would have really appreciate it. So before you get out of here, please hit the like button. And I appreciate y'all. Y'all the best. Thanks for the fun conversations in the YouTube chat tonight in the live stream. And yeah, I'll see y'all next week. Have a Merry Christmas and or Happy Holidays to whatever you're doing. I don't know how to say all this shit, but it's just nice going into Christmas with an Illini win. That's what I can say. Something that we couldn't do last year, we can do that this year. All right. So before I get out of here, one more time, ILL. I'll see y'all next week.